Prime factor trees. Let's divide numbers into two categories. We have composite numbers, which are numbers that have more than one way to be factored. The number 24 is composite. The number 90 is composite because there are several ways to multiply two numbers together to get 90. The other kind of numbers are prime numbers. They can only be factored one way, the number 1 and the number itself, like the number 7. Or the number 23 is prime. It can be factored 1 times 23. Even larger numbers like 97 are prime. They can only be factored one way. Well, it turns out if we can find the list of numbers that multiply together to be another number, and that list is only prime numbers, that can be very useful in math. We want this list to be only prime numbers when we multiply them together to give our composite number. And we find that with something called a prime factor tree. And how we construct the tree is we take a number that's composite, like 24, and we list all the different ways it can be factored. And then we pick one of the ways and put it underneath the 24 in the tree. So we'll pick 2 times 12. Well, 2, it turns out, is prime. It can only be factored 1 times 2. So we'll bring the 2 down to the next level. 12 is composite, so let's list all the different ways that 12 can be factored. And pick one of the ways for the tree, and it doesn't matter which one. Let's pick 3 times 4. Well, we know that 2 is prime, and it turns out 3 is prime, but 4 can be factored 2 times 2. So we'll bring the 2 down to the next level, we'll bring the 3 down to the next level, and we're going to factor 4 2 times 2. Now we have only prime factors in the bottom of the tree. And that's what we're looking for. Now remember I said it didn't matter how we started when we factored to 24? I want to show you why that is. Let's say we would have started with 3 times 8 for 24. We'd still end up with the same list at the bottom of the tree. Or let's say that we even picked 4 times 6 for 24. We'd still end up with the same list at the bottom of the tree. This is a useful insight, and I'll show you why. It turns out that every number only has one way to factor it with only prime numbers. One list of prime numbers, and it's unique to that number. So I hope you learned how to make a prime factor tree. I hope you learned a little bit of insight into prime factors. Please like this video, subscribe to the MathCat channel, and keep watching for more insights.